Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music blessing and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is August 4th, 2026. It's a long time to be learning Torah every single weekday morning. It's broadcast 1605. It's good to see all of you. Scott and Adele, Jonathan, Kathleen, Daphne, nice to see you. Deborah, Boker Tov, my friend. Nice to see you. Kathleen, Boker Tov, back at you. Hi, Scott. Let's see if anyone has joined us yet on Facebook so we can spread the love from platform to platform. Karen and Arlene, good to see you here. Hope that you're well. All right, friends. Let's sing a bracha. We'll learn some Torah. Start our day together. Valerie, nice to see you. Sending love to you in Tel Aviv. Daphne is in Ashkelon, so we've got Israel covered. We need somebody in the north. Lydia and Minna, good to see you. Cynthia and Judy. Rosa and Cecile. Jim, nice to see you too. Hi, Sandy. All right, friends, let's take a breath, sing a blessing, learn some Torah. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you. Hope that you and yours are safe and well. It's Parshat Reeh, broadcast 1605. Penny, beat you to it. I had the number ready. It's good to see all of you here. I sometimes look back at what I've thought about on a certain Torah portion. There's an archive of our recordings, and so I've once in a while looked back, and when I looked back just now at Parshat Reeh, I saw 2 years ago the comment that came to mind for me was based on a verse that's at the very beginning of our Torah portion. The beginning of Moed Katan tells us about blessings and curses, and the language is Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. This is chapter 11, verse 26 of the book of Deuteronomy, of Devarim. And the English translation of that verse is, see, this day I set before you blessing and curse. Blessing if you obey God, and curse if you do not. That is a very, very traditional, certainly biblical way of looking at blessing and curse, that they are deserved. They are response actions from God for the actions that we take on earth. It's very complicated, of course, because we know that the world doesn't quite work like this. We know that even people who choose blessing, make their lives a choice of blessing, don't always have it fulfilled in return for them. Now, perhaps we can understand this as you put good into the world, there is good in the world, and that is the blessing. That might be the point of a bracha, because after all, the rabbis in Pirkei Avot, much later, thousands of years later, but thousands of years ago for us, said that the schar of a mitzvah is a mitzvah. The reward for doing a mitzvah is a mitzvah. It's not that the reward for a mitzvah is a reward from heaven. No, the gift is that you got to do a mitzvah. And while that is beautiful, and the consequences there are really important because, Rosa, you just asked, are they a response or a consequence? The rabbis turn the language of Torah into a slightly different theology when they say mitzvah goreret mitzvah, that a mitzvah brings another mitzvah. So you might even say that the reward for doing a mitzvah is the chance to do another one. And as Karen's already pointing to, my heart needs this language and is struggling with this language because of the sadness that I, and not only I, feel at the news yesterday that Bar Asraf, Zichrono Livracha, of blessed memory, a 30-year-old man, he died of sadness. He took his own life. At his girlfriend's grave, his girlfriend, sometimes also called his partner, Liron Barda, Zichrona Livracha, the two of them together were at the Nova Festival on October 7th. And the unbearable grief that Asraf was carrying reflects a pattern that is there in the world, not only in Israel, but especially in Israel. The trauma that is going to require a generation at least of mental health care and of love from all of us is a profound, profound problem. And I want to make sure that I say a few times as I talk about this, that if you are suffering in this way at all, please call 988. Reach out. Call a friend. Call a rabbi. Call anybody. You are loved and you are not alone. I am sure that Asraf was told this by many people in his life. And the ramifications and reverberations of that horrid day are profoundly with us. I was planning on talking about something else. And then I realized I had nothing else that I needed to talk about, which is to recognize our responsibilities to be there for each other in every way we can, especially when we are carrying such invisible sadness. And when I looked back at the comment on this week's Torah portion 2 years ago, I reflected what I had just witnessed online, which was Jonathan Poland and Rachel Goldberg Poland standing at the edge of Gaza with the parents of the rest of the 107 hostages who on that date, it was August 29th, 2024, were at the edge of Gaza screaming to their children. And I wrote, I won't read what I wrote, it's too raw, but I wrote about how hearing the primal scream of a parent in the ancient world called a yilala, a wailing, and that Jonathan, just after Rachel screamed for Hirsch and for the other children, Jonathan called out, told Hirsch and the 107 beloveds that 9 million people in Israel and people all over the world were praying for them, sending them blessing. And he called out Birkat Kohanim, the blessing of the priests. He said, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. And the choice in that moment, the choice of blessing, is something that First of all, I wish Bar had been held by all of us in a sufficient way. And I know that it's our obligation to be proactive and to create security nets and love and to work at healing and funding that healing. We as a world, but now to speak a little bit more provincially, we as a Jewish community are carrying invisible weight. And it's not invisible one of us to the other, but in a larger way, it's not always visible. I want to say again, if you're carrying sadness in a way that you think other people don't see, in a way that might make you feel like you're alone, call 988. Call a friend. Call a rabbi. You're not alone. It's so important for us to talk about this. My teacher, Daphne, I'm not sure if you're still on the broadcast, but Maharat Daphne Lazar Price, one of the greatest rabbis I know, found profound language about this, about suicide, and wrote about it on this week's Torah portion. And for us to understand that we have to talk about this because it's real, and in the aftermath of October 7th, it is more real. And our great work right now is holding our people up, and that means that the choice of blessing is a muscular and demanding one. So we're going to have to take care of each other. We're going to have to call out blessing from the edge of despair, as Rachel and Jonathan did, and as they continue to do. So, I've said it twice, but what if someone just tunes in now? What if someone just tunes in now? Did I say it now? So let me say it again. You, beautiful human being, sweet soul, if you are sad in a way that makes you feel alone, here's one person and a community on this broadcast telling you, you are not alone, and you are so loved. Be strong. Call 988. Call a friend. Call a rabbi. We love you. We need you. Be here. I sing at the end of every broadcast the Hatikva. It's a little bit redundant. Hatikva is the hope, so I just said the hope. And it is something to think about in the context of this comment. That Hatikva is actually premised on the idea that someone in the Jewish world needs to hear Od lo avda tikvatenu. We haven't given up our hope. Isn't that important for us to acknowledge that our anthem, the deepest song of the Jewish heart, is a recognition that hope is a decision, which means we can decide it, which means we must decide it. There are ways to implement hope and systematize it. Dialing 988 is another way of saying, Od lo avda tikvatenu. We haven't lost our hope. We're not alone. So when we sing right now, as we sing every day, I'm asking you to sing it for somebody else. Bring yourself into relationship with someone who might only hear this song, but because they hear this song, they know that someone sang to and for them. Give of yourself, friends. Give of yourself in this moment. Choose blessing. Offer blessing. Be a gift. Be a gift. Someone needs it. Might be you, in which case, we love you. Call. Call 988. Call a friend. Call a rabbi. We love you. Kol od balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia on lo avda תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, Eretz Zion Virushalayim. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow.